Let's talk about who you'll be collaborating with once you become a UX designer. To my surprise, the person that I actually collaborate the most with is the content designer. And content designers, their job is to create content, which is the text in the UI. And if you ever collaborate with a content designer, you'll probably find them very helpful. And I have a few tips for you to better collaborate with them. Well, the first thing is once you send over your design, try to avoid lorem ipsum. Even if you're not perfect at writing the text, you can just put some placeholders. It's usually better than just putting lorem ipsum, especially in call to action buttons, because content designer needs to understand what these things are about. I think it's also great to collaborate early because text will influence the size of every element. There are so many times when the design is great if there's 2 lines of text, but once there's one more word, it goes to the 3rd line and everything breaks. So you know what I'm talking about. And another important thing is to figure out a great way to collaborate. I've tried a lot of ways. We've been using wikis, and another way is simply ask them to drop a comment on the Figma file. I personally prefer a comment on the Figma file because I'm always in my Figma file, and whenever somebody drop a comment inside the Figma file, they can point it toward exactly where I need to change the wording. So just try to figure out the best process that work with both of you, and it will make both of your lives easier. The second person you probably will be collaborating or working with is your manager. Although this is different from company to company, but manager is your manager. And since your manager probably have more experience than you can always ask them once you face any design challenges or just want to ask for feedback. Another thing is that if you're new to this role, sometimes you'll be handing over design projects that are halfway done. And it's always great to ask your manager the history of this project, because you don't want to design something that other people already designed in the past and proven to be not working. And another type of people you'll be collaborating a lot with are PM or POs. Product manager or project manager or project owner, doesn't matter. What matters is that their role is to manage the project. If you folks collaborate really good, they can become your best friends at work. But if you folks didn't collaborate really well, you just feel like they're just pushing so much work on you. So let me give you some tips. The first thing I suggest you to do is to figure out the right process your team has been using. When I say that, I especially mean how to start a project. Because you don't want to be in the scenario where PM and POs just come, Slack you and be like, hey, can you help me to do that for today? Can you help me to do that? It's not gonna be good. We really have limited time, so we need to allocate our time on the projects that are important and help us to get seen, and also that actually helps the users. We don't want to hear, these are nice to have. So many things are nice to have. We need to focus on the must have and perfect to have before focusing on the nice to have. So our team is actually using one-pagers. Whatever projects we want to start, we will ask the PM to bring us a one-pager because that helps them to put together the reasoning behind this project, give us some numbers to see. But your company may use a different framework, you might use Agile, whatever you use, understand the framework, understand the reasoning, and try to stick with it. And I think a lot of times great PM also give some great product feedback. So whenever you design something, you can always bring your design to your PM. Of course, also other people to ask for feedback. But remember, you're the designer, you're in charge of making the design decision, and you're getting the feedback from them, not listening to them 100%. And of course, as UX designer, we need to work with software engineers. Software engineers make our design. So the most important thing is to check with them early on whether our design solution is implementable. Just go to Dribble. You see all designs look so fancy, but how comes the products that we use on a daily basis doesn't look cool and futuristic? Because most designs stop after designing. Nobody really made them out. So double checking engineering constraints as early as possible will really help you a lot to design for something that can actually be made. And remember, there are all sorts of software engineers. So before designing the project, you need to double check with some engineers regarding whether these things are implementable in the backend. And then after you close your design, you bring your design to the front-end engineers. Here's the thing. I've never seen a case where the front-end engineers actually produce exactly what you designed. There's always that gap between design and final product, and it's very normal. So I would suggest you to have more rounds of feedback sessions where you can look at their work and then tell them, oh, these are the main things that would be great to twist before we publishing it out. And one thing that will really help the front-end engineers is make sure to close your design before sending it to them. It'll be a nightmare for them if you share your design, ask them to make it out, they're in the middle of making it, and then you change everything. If I'm a software engineer, I'm not going to feel happy about that. So try to finish up your design and don't change it once they start their work. And if in some scenarios that you have to twist some details, you also need to communicate with them. Are these things okay to change right now? Will that take you forever to rebuild, right? And another type of people you might be collaborating or work with are the leadership. Leaderships are people on the top of this corporate ladder. You don't know what they are doing. They don't know you. They don't know what you are doing. And the scenario you might be meeting them is when you finish your very important project and then you'll be presenting it to them. This is very important because they never see your work, they never see you, so you need to introduce yourself confidently, and then you need to clearly explain your work. Make sure to take into consideration that they've seen a lot, but they probably don't know anything about what you're doing. So make sure to explain everything clearly, even for people who doesn't know this product at all. A very fast way to prove that your work is really great is to ask your design researchers. If your team did some user testing for a product, ask them to screen record everything. And if your design is pretty good, then probably you'll get a lot of, positive reaction during this user testing. You can screen record them and then put it into a 1-minute video clip and then show it to everyone. It's the strongest way to show that your design works. I hope you find this video helpful. Please, please, please turn on all the notifications because I really don't want you to miss my video. And again, I just registered my official new Instagram account at the Aliena Thai, so please follow me there as well. Let me know in the comment section below if you found anything helpful or relatable, and let me know what else do you want to see from my channel. Thank you so much. I'm Aliena, and see you in the next video.